Welcome to Chop Shop Motors. Today is pretty exciting. We're going to introduce a new project to the channel. We've had a couple projects wrap up. The shop was empty, was sort of empty for about 5 minutes. And a couple of my buddies sensed that the shop was empty, so they started bringing their junk over here. So I got to get something in here or they will fill my shop up with their stuff. So in an effort to do that, we have acquired a new project that should be a lot of fun. It's cool. They're quite desirable. So there's a lot of people that are building them and are interested in them, and they have a cool following as well, in that even people who aren't into cars still like them for all the fun they kind of exhibit or allowed, and lots of them had them in their families. So the project is a 1968 Ford Bronco, and it's been under construction for probably 30 years. So as many projects start out with all the best intentions, lots of work was done on it and lots of things were done, and at some point it screeched to a halt, more than likely because other priorities in the builder's life got in the way. And so it rolled from shop to shop to shop, not so much being worked on, but just being stored. I crossed paths with this Bronco 20 years ago, and then I saw it again maybe 10 years ago, and then recently, within the last couple of years, the original owner, or the family, the gentleman that had done a bunch of the work or had the work done on it, decided it was time to go ahead and part ways with it. And another buddy of mine bought it, and I was chatting with him and looking for a project for Chop Shop Motors to do that would be really fun, and I acquired it from him. So what I'd love to do now is, I just picked it up yesterday, and it's in its current state, and all the glory that comes with something that's been drug out of storage. And so I'll show you everything just like it is, unpolished, uncleaned, everything. And then what I'd love to do after that is do a follow-up video on kind of at this stage of what it looks like with just a first cleaning and blowing it off and organizing the parts. And that'll give you a little better assessment of kind of what I got myself into. This first blush, you're probably going to look at it and, some of you will say, ugh, I can't believe you stepped into that. Because anytime you step into someone else's project, there's a bit of risk that's attached to it. So the good part is these little Broncos are not that far out of what I typically mess with. I do a lot of early 60s Ford stuff, and while I have some early stuff as well, there's some 32s and things of that nature. Probably most of my focus has always been around these kind of 60s vintage Fords. So pretty comfortable, have a fair knowledge and understanding of how Ford kind of the methodology they used when they put stuff together and what parts they partnered with and stole from other product lines. So it should be kind of in my wheelhouse. So I'll grab the camera and we'll do a quick walk around and kind of look at this project. It's not even off the trailer yet. So we'll take a look at it. The paperwork is old on it, so I'm not taking it off the trailer until MVD gives me a clean bill of health on the title, because I might just have to load it right back up and take it down for inspections and things of that nature. And I'm confident we'll get the paperwork all sorted out. It's just old. It's not broken. It's just old. And I don't know how it is in your states, but in Arizona, they get pickier and pickier around things they can kind of hassle you on. So I'm going to stay in front of it and get the paperwork sorted out first, and then we'll dive into the project. So let's look at it. So here is the little Bronco on the trailer. It is relatively complete in that I got most of the parts that are supposed to be with the project, but I've bought a fair number of basket cases, and there's always going to be stuff missing, so we'll have to do an inventory and figure out exactly what's missing with this. So I'll step away just a little bit so you get a little better view of it kind of in its totality. The truck had been painted a number of years ago, and it's filthy, and it has not had any love in decades. So we're gonna have to dig a little deeper to figure out exactly kind of what the next steps are. The idea behind this is to make it a really nice little Bronco. So as we walk around, it's an Arizona truck. It's been probably in Arizona all its life. The sheet metal is unbelievably nice. There's no rust anywhere. The truck does have a 4-inch body lift, which will come out. And what that does allow us to do is see the top of the frame rails, which are beautiful. So I took just a bit of a pause there as the airplane went over. So the rear fender wells have been cut out, and I have a plan for those. The top was never straightened or had any work done on it, and either through storage or through its life, the top has had a hard life. So we're gonna have to put some attention into the top. The glass is broken, the corner's bent, there's a buckle on the other side, so lots of work. It's just strapped down there so we could tow it. I'll hop up here and take a peek inside. So as we look inside, you can see it's all gutted from when it had paintwork done on it. So the original plan, if we look and do a little old car archaeology, I would say it had a rhino liner floor put in it. It had the doors painted at some point. It's kind of a nice looking red. If you've seen my stuff in my garage, you know I like red. I don't know if this one will stay red. We're gonna have to verify that, so I might change the color on it. The inside, tons of the stainless or aluminum trim. So this particular Bronco had quite a lot of trim work on it. We will see how much of it is still with it, right? Because until you do the assessment and really identify what's missing, you don't know. I mean, at a glance, it looks like everything's here, and when you really dig into it, you find out everything is 80% here. So we'll figure it out. It's got the 2 bucket seats in pretty beat up shape. It's got the rear seat, which is cool. It's got all the brackets and everything. It has the front and rear bumper. Got some, if you are familiar with Arizona, it's got some vintage KNIX stickers on it. Front bumper's there. So underneath the hood is a 302. The motor, the paperwork that I got with the motor shows it as being all fresh, and I just have to assume at this point it is. I did put a bar on it this morning, and it does turn over, so we will put it on the run stand. We're going to do a little bit of work before we do that, but eventually it'll get to the run stand, and we'll see how well it runs before I put it in this Bronco and expect it to be good. You can see how filthy everything is. It's got, you know, 4-barrel intake, Edelbrock. It's got a Holly on it, and you know what was done in the period was done well, done nicely. It's got headers on it. Nothing's been put back together on the inside, and that's the way I look at it right now is that's a bonus, because everything is going to come apart. So supposedly we're going off of what news has been shared. The transmission's rebuilt, transfer case is rebuilt, differentials are all fresh, and so we're going to verify everything and make a plan. So oftentimes when you buy a basket case, it comes with boxes of other stuff, and this is exactly how it happened. So we've got a tote, some heater boxes, a couple Halobrand boxes with miscellaneous pieces in it, glass in boxes, a steering wheel, a really cool, some kind of wood crate that who knows what was in it, but it's got window regulators and things of that nature. It also came with 2 of the raised arch quarter panels. So that is, at this point, that's the direction I'll head in, where I'll put the contemporary version of the rear quarter panel on it that has a similar flare as the front fenders, which are uncut on this Bronco. It also has the heater box, some pedals. It was a standard at some point in its life, a cross member, some new body mounts, just a few trinkety new things. Most of the stuff is it has been in the back of the truck or on the shelf for a long time, but the quarter panels and the body mounts and stuff were new additions. So what is the plan? Well, let me sit down and I'll give you just a real quick overview. All right, so you saw the new project, Dirty and Dusty. I think it's a really great candidate. They're so neat. Never owned a Bronco before. Lots of my buddies have. They're very popular here in the Southwest, and so I'm excited to have an opportunity to build one. The idea will be to pull this thing completely apart. So I'll get the gantry over here, I'll slip the body off of the chassis. Everything's been done, but it's done a million years ago. So we're gonna double check all that stuff. The frame will go out and do a color change. We'll check all the gear sets, make sure everything was done as it should be. We're not gonna assume, while it's great to have an inkling that certain things have been done, we're not going to assume that any of them were done, and we're going to verify it. Because when I sell this, because this is going to be a project that will absolutely be for sale, when I sell this, I want the person who has it to be confident both in what they bought, and I want to feel good that what I told them was exactly what they got. So we're not looking to shortcut this or do any of that kind of stuff. We'll assess the body, and there's a possibility that the red won't stay. If it's not gonna look dynamite when it's all done, then, and we have to paint it, I'll probably do a color change on it. And that's a decision I'll make in a little while. But the end view of it will be, it'll have the raised quarters. We're going to keep the 302. We'll do a Phytech electronic ignition. It'll have front disc brakes, power brakes, air conditioning, and it will be a really fun vehicle that anybody can hop in and drive. We'll get the hardtop We'll refresh the hardtop so it's nice, and probably put a roll cage in it, at least a bar. Most of the Broncos like this, people are buying, have roll cage in them, and we'll do a wheel and tire change to a much more contemporary combination, and complete new interior, and it should be a ball. And so that's going to be this year's project. We'll bring you along and do lots of content focused on it. The goal that I have is to really grow the channel, and so I've taken over all of the video content and really managing it on my own, and that will allow us to put more content out, and hopefully this is the kind of content that people in the YouTube world want to see. It's going to be the test to see if this is on point, and it should be a fun journey. I'm Clay for Chop Shop Motors, and we'll see you on the next project.